113-105. Anthony Davis had a game-high 39 points in the win. After the matchup, Darvin Ham said AD is, quote, playing pain-free and with great rhythm. That certainly does seem to be true. Shannon, I know you were excited about this one. How far do you think AD can carry your Lakers?
AD was phenomenal yesterday, but it was also the other guys because everybody, think they had 4 other guys, 5 other guys in double figures, and that's what AD is going to need. I know AD is going to give me what AD is going to give me. I'm looking at AD on a nightly basis now that there's no LeBron, so he should get up at least, at the bare minimum, AD should shoot the ball at least 20 times. I'm talking about, I don't care if they up by 40 or they down by 20. AD should shoot the ball at a minimum of 20 times, Skip. I'm thinking ideally somewhere around 25. That's a nice sweet spot for AD. But Skip, who they had to guard him? Kevon Looney? Really? You think Kevon Looney? Or you gonna put Kuminga? Or you gonna put Draymond? Draymond is a tremendous defender. But once AD get the ball, the best thing that Draymond can do when he's guarding AD is deny him the basketball. Once he gets the basketball, Draymond has no chance whatsoever of stopping Anthony Davis. And he's playing like he's Anthony Mofo Davis. He's playing like he's a top 75 player. He's playing like an all-NBA player. Skip, Anthony Davis should average 30 and 12. Skip, he has that kind of talent. I just wish I could pour whatever is in Giannis, pour that in Anthony Davis. Skip, I don't care what anybody says. You can't tell me. He's not a better player than Giannis, but he's more skilled than Giannis. Can put the ball on the floor, that mid-range. Skip, you see that mid-range is falling now? Finish at the rim, go make 80% of his free throws. But he'll give you 55 and 17, and then the next night he'll give you 12 and 6. It's the helter-skelter, it's the up-down that I can't live with. He's immensely talented, 6'10 and a half, feathery smooth, can defend on both ends of the court, can block a shot, get the rebound, take it the length of the court, stuff it home. Or he can kick to somebody for the corner 3. That's how skilled he is. And on yesterday, it was on full display. And we've seen that since LeBron has been out, Skip. He's giving you the numbers that I expect. Hell, I expect him to give me those numbers when LeBron is in there, Skip. That's what I was expecting. That's what LeBron was expecting at this point of his career right now. LeBron said, AD, bro, get somebody to roll over off me. Take somebody. When I was a little boy, Skip, my grandma and grandfather to go get groceries. Hey, boys, y'all come here and need groceries in for me and your grandma. Hey, AD, man, take some of them groceries in the house for LeBron. You got to do some of this heavy lifting now, bro. LeBron can't carry the load like he once could, Skip. And so now this is AD time to show. But Skip, he was sent. And you could tell early on, couldn't you? You saw how he was in the first quarter. I said, okay, AD gonna do this thing today. AD gonna do this. Now, I wasn't sure they were gonna win, Skip, because you know Steph's getting back, and you know Steph, he likes to make I'm not surprised that he came back on Sunday against the Lakers. Neither are you. But I said, AD gonna have a monster day today because I can tell the way he started the game. He had that look, I'm aggressive, I'm finna eat Kevon Looney. And Draymond, you are just too small.
Yep. Okay, I hear everything you just said, and I'm gonna double down or triple down on everything you just said. Because the West is such a mess, because you have so many teams in disarray going almost to the top of the list to Memphis, who we're about to talk about them in a minute, but obviously they're without Ja, and last night they were out without Dylan Brooks, and now Brandon Clark is gone for the year with an Achilles tear. God bless him. And I don't know what's happened to the big guy, Mr. Steven, but he hasn't been around for a while, and they miss him on the boards and just as a sort of a defensive anchor. But the point is that I keep looking up at teams. I'm still not sold on Luka, Kyrie. Again, they're 33 and 32, and I'm not sure about the Pelicans without Zion. And I keep looking up at teams that keep falling back. I'm not sold on Golden State. What are they now? Golden State on the road is what, 7 and 24. 7 and 24? Right. That's impossibly bad for the dynastic Warriors. 7 and 24. Yep. Okay, so yesterday, What did I see? With 5:37 left, they tied you. Steph had made a big three, then Clay made a big three, and all of a sudden it's a tie game. And then you pull off a 22-14 run to finish the game, detonated by Schroeder, who I know he can drive you crazy and he can come and go, but he had a couple of big buckets. He had a big three and he made 2 free throws. And that launched the run, and then AD got involved with 2 free throws and a little 6-footer, and then 2 more free throws and a 4-footer. And along the way, Austin Reeves is making free throws, and Beasley made a couple of free throws, and Troy Brown continues to make big shots. He made a big three, and he made some free throws. So all of a sudden, I'm saying, Shannon, I'm not saying it's a great team, but it's a nice team, and it's a lot better than it used to be without Westbrook, the cloud hanging over, and without Pat Bev just causing too many internal problems, causing you as many problems as he causes the other team. Yeah.
Can I ask you this, Skip? Are you going to promise me Troy Brown is going to give me 14 points? Jared Vanderbilt has been unbelievable, although he scored, the scoring coming and going, but he's been on the glass. Skip, remember he had that 17 rebound game? No. He just had a 13 rebound game. So are you telling me Austin Reeves going to give me 16? Now, Schroeder, they say he's playing through an injury because the other night, Skip, he wasn't that good against Minnesota.
No, he was not.
He wasn't. And he's struggling shooting the ball, although he did play well down the stretch. So are you going to tell me, other than AD, I'm going to get 5 other guys in double figures on a nightly basis?
Yes, I believe you can. I think Rob Pelinka did that good a job at assembling a supporting cast here that is credible to me. Austin Reeves has turned himself into a pretty good NBA player, a better NBA player than Caruso was as a Laker. Maybe Caruso was a more hard-nosed defender.
Better defender.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. But listen,
I think Reeves is the better offensive player.
He just is. And I watched him at Oklahoma, and he couldn't shoot. He was like below 30% from 3. Well, he's another one. He got in the lab. He got in the gym. And all of a sudden, he's become a trustworthy three-point shooter. He'll make big shots. He knows how to play. LeBron loves to play with him. And so speaking of LeBron, can they hold down the fort? I don't know when LeBron's coming back, but if he does, and he can come back, let's say 80% healthy, I'll take 80% of LeBron right now. My point is, the West is in such disarray that, they have 8 of their next 10 at home. They should have closed the deal against Minnesota on Friday night, and they just look lifeless. I don't know what happened. And Darvin Ham ripped him a new one after the game, saying, it's not like we're working construction out here. You're playing for the most famous franchise in basketball, and if you can't dredge up a little inspiration for playing for the Lakers, you shouldn't even be playing basketball. Well, I agree with that.
Right.
So last night, or yesterday, actually out here, that was much better. They should have beaten Golden State as Steph came back for the first time in whatever he's been gone for a month, and they did.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden I look and I say, well, wait a second. They got Memphis, but it's this Memphis without 4 of its key players. And then they got Toronto, and then they got the Knicks. The Knicks are playing at a very high level, but could the Lakers win these next 3? Sure they could. You better believe
it. You remember how well Memphis played last year when Ja was out with that knee?
I know.
You remember how well they went on that win streak?
Yeah.
So this is a very, very talented team. Now, they're going to get Brooks back, who's a defender.
They will.
He hasn't shot the ball well. He hadn't shot the ball well
he doesn't.
because they took advantage of him on Friday. They took advantage of him on Friday night. Jamal Murray was just giving it to him in the third quarter.
He was.
Now, he only had 15 points, but it seemed like he had all 15 of them in the third quarter. With that being said, Jaren Jackson, they should have won that game last night against your Clippers.
They had them. They had them cold. They scored 51. We're about to talk about that in the third quarter because Tyus Jones went off. But he is a pretty good stand-in for Ja. He's pretty good.
Yes.
Anybody can score 20 in a quarter of an NBA game is pretty good. I've always liked it. But
Skip,
he
has a great assist to turnover. He has a great assist to turnover ratio, one of the better ones in the NBA. So they still have guys that can make plays. Now, Brandon Clark was their energy guy. He comes off the bench. He give you 10, 12 quick points, 7, 8 rebounds quick. Dylan Brooks, let's see how he gets back into the thing. He's probably walking around on eggshells knowing that, hey, man, they got it in for me, man. They just be calling texts. I don't even be saying nothing, and they be teeing me up. So he'll probably be on his best behavior at least for one game.
Yeah. No Steven Adams, but the point is, Shannon, your team is still good enough because of everything you just said about AD, who I now call all day instead of always disappointing. But he is so good. He's averaged 29 and 14 without LeBron this year, and it should be even better than that. Okay.
He should average that with LeBron.
I agree. I totally agree. But he's capable of carrying this team at least into the play-in. You're now tied for the last play-in spot as we speak. You're
Two games
good
out of
enough.
5.
Okay, 8 out of the next 10 are at home. You should win, I don't know, 6 out of the 8. And if you do, you're going to stay afloat. And I don't know when LeBron's coming back, but I'm here to tell you, if in a month or so he comes back and they're hanging right in there, or who knows, they could even be threatening to be the 6th seed out of the play-in tournament. If they're there and LeBron comes back full force, rested, revitalized,
they're in trouble.
Yeah, hey.
They're in trouble.
I wouldn't want to mess with them. Yeah.
I tell you what, the boat capsized.
Yeah.
If you could just stay afloat,
Agreed.
the help is on the way.
No. I agree,
That cutter is
Shannon.
on the way.
No, I do. Because I keep looking up at no. I don't see it except for Denver. Denver is a handful. I got that. And they're going to have home court, obviously.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I say you're in a sweet spot right now, but your big gun is going to have to be that guy. He's going to have to play big because you're going to have to win some of these home games.